this time. My philosopher, eh? Goddamn liberal arts majors. Which area will not like me? The Vladimir area. Well, I'm not so scared of that. Somebody tell me where the Vladimir one is. Well, I guess I'm pretty tyrannical. Execute him. Try having an affair with my wife with no head. Then again, my wife is 6 mil, so maybe I should feel sorry for the guy. Probably roughed up into it. Ooh. I want this as well. I want to be able to study technology, so I'm going to save up for that. Okay, Alexandria, Dumyat, Gazat, Al-Quds, and all that stuff. The Ottomans are looking bigger and stronger than ever before, but they are totally an administrator. Totally not going to be angry after that. France is doing awful here. Ravaged by England, but allied with Ottomans? Where is the sense? Still, everything remains good for us. That's my kind of power behind the throne. Bryansk. Do I know anything about Bryansk? Do I care anything about Bryansk? Well, I don't want to give them loads of autonomy, but I'm not sure if they're worth 18.25 ducats. The answer is no. No, they are not. Not sure if this is worth my time either. I have plenty of mill points coming in now. Gonna undo that focus, get things balanced out a bit more, make some diplo points for a change, and we'll have Imereti inside us before too long. Great, it's normalized. Pop. Now they'll be a bit more keen to go to wars on my side. Speaking of keeping them keen, I never ever want them to end up militarist and hating me, because they'll get a hit for wanting my provinces anyway. Oh, Great Horde is looking, for lack of a better word, good. It's going to be a real shame when they die. And more people hate me than hate Muscovy or the Swedes. There's something very not right about that. Really, it's Lithuania and Livonian order, unless by some miracle Ryazan and Muscovy break up. Once I've gotten you sorted out, I'll consider my next steps. The Ottomans are looking incredibly powerful people who don't need a Rostov when they have that 665 heir. Listen, heirs die, Rostov lives forever. I'm sure that AI programmer left something for you when the AI decided on rivals. I have no intention of taking down the Great Horde. They're even gunning... Wait, why? What? Oh, of course. Nagai is fighting Kazan, which is good because that stops Muscovy from taking it. Muscovy will have their mission on, okay, quite a lot of things, including the Great Horde's Saratov. You know how to test me, game. I do like ducats, but patriarchal authority is so good. My icon is currently so good as well. They got their alliance with the Teutons back again. I had hoped that I would have driven too much of a stake between them, but they are historical friends, and that does kind of overshadow everything. Maybe I should have not given them 10 years to do all that. Okay, what are you doing? You scared? They're probably scared. Okay, you know, forget Lithuania for a little bit. Let's eye up the Livonian order here. Lithuania, sadly, are getting out of their debt situation. And they still hate my guts. But I know somebody who will come in and help me. Considerably. And I want those cores back. Then again, I could fight you. Oh, wait, what? Oh, well, yeah, you got a truce with Lithuania. A truce that's going to be reset. I mean, this would be great, however, it would be a war with Lithuania without really getting any gains off of Lithuania. It's probably better to fight Lithuania, calling in the Ottomans. Sure, Sweden will get involved, I'm sure they'll get their teeth kicked in, and then I can fight Livonian Order. But the Teutons are still an issue there. And I did not save up what I needed for... No, I've still got what I need for Tech 12. Yeah, that's the more clever thing to do. Let's prepare for it. How close is Lithuania to forming the Commonwealth without Poland? Well, not very far, considering all this Polish land is looking awfully disease-ridden Hungarian. That was probably a phrase that works. Alright, so when's your truce up? October. Okay, well, we got a bit of time then. But I'll get my units ready and then I will come crashing down on Lithuania. The Ottomans will not want land, that's okay. I'll just call them in for this massive stack of favors that I have. The Livonians will not get involved, still. Oh, yeah, still not. That'll break their alliance with the Lithuanians. Unfortunately, it won't do diddly for keeping out the Teutonic Order. But I could make that war again with the Ottomans. But calling in the Ottomans is a dangerous maneuver to do there. Because then I will completely tap my favors, and I really do quite like my favors. The other option is to not ride the admin cap. The other option is to attack Livonian Order and Teutonic Order myself. I think I'm perfectly capable of doing that. Famous last words, I'm sure. Let's get that spent. Ka-ching. The problem with fighting Lithuania, or one of the many problems of fighting Lithuania, is all that aggressive expansion. But I mean, I should just accept the fact that Muscovy, Lithuania, and Hungary hate me forever. And if they all fought me, then I don't think even the Ottomans would keep them off my back. Especially if they used coalition casus belli. But if I keep those truces going, then we might be okay. I've just got to self-sustain here. And I need to eat up a lot of this land. Why have I got Lithuanian land claimed? Belongs to Livonia, if anybody. Alright, well, that's what I'm going to do. We'll go to war in a year over it. Oh, this is good. This is an excellent way to get some of those favors back. And I still have military access through Lithuania, so I can actually earn my stay here. I highly doubt they're going to make their way over here, but what they want is this. Ah, unfortunately, Circassia is right there getting to work. Still, I will join in. That's what I'm like. Crusade against the Ottomans, that's very bad. Fortunately, it only applies to Catholic powers. Get the hell off with my war contribution there, Circassia. Genoa immediately not wanting to be here. Ah, shoot. You don't have... nobody's given access to the good old horde. That's excellent though. If my subject gets it, that counts as my contribution. And again with the boyars, I don't want to make the boyars even more angry, so I'm going to have to settle for cheesing off the burghers here. Forget legitimacy, I need that. So what do we got here? Nothing that requires too many units. Let's just get in there with you. And whilst you're there, thanks for showing us what we're made of. Wow, he called in France. If I was Genoa, I'd be feeling pretty cheated. But then I would also be feeling pretty rich with my massive amounts of free money from my boats. The best CB Norway, who really cares about them? Probably quite a few people. I do not want this war taking a long time. Thankfully I'm getting a healthy amount of contribution from this siege. It's in my interest for this siege to take forever, because it builds up all this contribution just from being here. Am I a tight enough git to actually abuse that? The answer is hell yes I am. Here's another thought. Okay, you guys really want that land. I can't suddenly turn around and go, by the way, Azov was always something I wanted. Alright, that's good. Like I said, we want the siege going forever. Yeah, our contribution goes up. See how yours does not? Damn, I'm so clever. Jake, you're gonna film Mayo campaign eventually. Well, eventually. Since summer is coming up, I should be able to find some time to get all my to-do list done when it comes to streaming. It's a pretty long list, but I should still be able to get it done. Hurting a little on the money front here, but maybe our good friends, the Ottomans, will help us out. Maybe. Also, maybe not. Paying for a lot of forts that I actually don't really need, so let's undo those. And we will almost recover our abysmal prestige and be drowning in power for it. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, look at this great siege we got going here. It would be a shame if it... shoot. I can't stop the siege because of Imereti here. Not Imereti, it's Circassia that's keeping it going. Why would Imereti not like to attach to me? There we go. Not much I can do about that. Circassia's keeping it going. Oh well. Still gets me a decent amount of contribution from this. With that in mind, let's try and draw it out as long as possible. I also wonder if the siege... Okay, there's a lot I don't know about this. Still, you know you're in a desperate situation when you're doing anything you can to grind up war contribution. French Navy going OP. Yeah, battles are a great way to get contribution, and I am failing on that front. Truce with Lithuania is up. I can't wait to jump on them, but that time will not be right now. Alright, Azov is done. There's no real point in us hanging around. Let's go back and not pay our troops and hope for some massive favors, because we are about to be calling them. I think England is a babbling buffoon, just a hunch. Henry Tudor. Castile getting all kinds of desperate are going down and fighting Benin. Also, probably don't need you attaching to me right now. You should be... Actually, no, it's great that you attach to me because I'm about to inherit your units. So forget I said anything. Stay close to me. Fantastic. Is Muscovy a great power? Oh hell yes they are. Also, I got out of there in time. I'm glad I kept units on to prevent Lithuania from... I'm not sure it actually prevents the AI. I'm pretty sure they can just tell you to sod off out of their lands. Why don't you hate Muscovy there, Sweden? You obviously broke up with them. It's probably because they are still married. Jake, will we see any patrician, or did I miss it? I don't know. There is killing floor going on later, and I do like to kill some floors. Contribution's still looking pretty good, and I don't think this war is going to last forever. Ah, bloody hell, of course Tuscany is involved, so they're going to get a lot of contribution from battles here. And that's going to drag this war out very not in my favour. However, bows and arrows against the wind. Oh, was it lightning? Bows and arrows against the lightning. Yeah, that's probably the right one. They haven't seen the Janissary heat ray yet. funny, this is meant to be the Circassian conquest, but the Ottomans are so keen on having this land themselves, because they're an administrator. You can't see it, but I'm doing that thing with fingers. Yes! That's excellent. I should use some of that immediately, because I want good trust of them, or else they may turn on me. But I want to be able to use them against Lithuania pretty snappy. Livonian Order still not getting involved by a country mile, and it's worth looking at Livonian Order themselves. Yeah, Teutons and Lithuanians. It's down to what I want more, really. But now I'm in a good position where I can double down on Ottoman support and use them against both. Could, not sure if I will, I'm still deciding on that. Jake will never play Resident Evil 6 without loads of money involved, pretty much that. Freaking game. Give me land. I mean, Wendon's a good example, it's our core. But you think you have a big friend in both Lithuania and Teutonic Order, so you say no. What a shame for you. Well, let's get our army paid for. Let's get what they call the hell out of Dodge. And I kind of want the Ottomans to get their units back into position. Well, actually, they have tons of units in position. There's very little good reason for me to hang around here. There's also very little good reason for me to smoke attrition. Yeah, this place has great force limit. No, you don't, Imeretti. Let me integrate you right now, please. Ah, damn it. Well, with a bit of luck, they won't make it back home in time. There they are. There we go. That might not be good. Oh, okay, the Ottomans fielded a lot of debt for that war. A hell of a lot of debt for that war. Oh, they just embraced colonialism. They probably loaned up for that. Tell me about your economical situation there, Ottoman. You make 100 ducats a month, you beast. But this is bad. That modifier will stop me being able to call them into war. No, actually, it might not be enough to prevent that. It will be just enough to prevent that. But I can get my man to help me out with that, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, that's okay. And we finally recovered that abysmal prestige. Alright, we're keeping it cool. Let's finally get some tech here. Cadix and Carvels. Do the Ottomans want your Georgian land? Nah, they're cool. My Georgian totally not revolting in any way land. Also massive autonomy land. Also, you know, some of the land is really good. Like these three provinces, I'm surprised I haven't made it into a state yet, because it's really good land. I'm not at my limit here, so I'm not seeing a good reason not to. I don't accept Georgian, sure, but oh yeah, there's also increased coring cost, which is a pain in the bum, really. I didn't do it because I was fearing that I would need to sell off this land to the Ottomans. But right now it's just really good land that I should have under my control by now, so sure, I'll go for it. Expensive, but where's the problem there? What I want, though, are things like that force limit. Not bad at all. Just drinking in these provinces because I rather like them. And since it's all my religion, it shouldn't be giving me any gripe. Quick question about increased coring cost. Does it last as long as Georgia's core lasts? Correct. But it's Georgian culture, so it's never going away. Okay, the Ottomans are too in debt for my wars, but that's not going to stop them gunning down the Timurids. Well, with all that in mind, there's no real point to me paying my units, nor worrying about where they are right now, so let's get everyone back down to Chernigov. And I'm not seeing a point in paying for these forts either. Now, I'm in a difficult situation due to my diplomatic reputation. So I'm actually going to buff my trust with them again, and I'm going to make sure that I have a diplomatic relations guy. Because those two things, coupled with the Ottomans being in debt, might prevent them from joining a defensive war on my side. So I'm getting that down. There's no good reason to be doing anything fancy with you. I'm wondering if it's worth spying on Muscovy at all. I mean, fighting them would be pretty awesome. Hungary is not... well, Hungary is big and scary, sure, but having the Ottomans crush Muscovy, that's priceless. But there's something to consider in that I don't have access through Lithuania anymore. That is a consideration. Lots of things to consider here. Well, I might as well glue somebody to you once more. And the other guy can be spent building up spy network on Lithuania because we love them so much. And then I gotta think about Timmy. Do I march down? Can I march down? No, not really. So, no, I could still do something if I recruited a unit around here. We'll see if he actually calls me in for anything. But didn't I tell you how much I hate Timmy? Alright, Nagai is consuming Kazan there, as we knew they would. I'm also getting some angry clergy this time. Could probably just give them this land, because it has high autonomy already. I don't like giving them cloth, sure, but gotta give them something. Keep them sweet. Oh, I would love that generalship. But I can get that when the time is, well, when it's needed. How's England doing in France? Do you have a chance in an alliance with them? With England? Well, they're allied with Lithuania, who I've made it clear to the world I hate ever so much, so they're not in any way interested. Coupled with everything else, they're just bleh. Plus, they're pretty much becoming France at this rate. Might go against my rule of allying France. Feeling still a bit diplomatically isolated here. If I could just crash down on the Livonian Order, I could make my way to a port. Boy, would that be nice. I gotta say, it is so tempting to bump this up even more. But sadly, the Ottomans won't bring me into this war. Do you think you'll accept Georgian culture? Nah, I don't really want to. I mean, does anybody really accept it? The Ganjas here are guaranteed by Timmy. But it's a utter garbage province, so there's no good reason for me to take it other than it already being in one of my states. I see what's happening with Mill there, and why am I spying Lithuania? They're not going to give me much tech bonus here. France would. Muscovy wouldn't either, though. Regardless, it's high time I got this incredibly good military technology. And then I get to pay even more in terms of corruption, but at least I get some really good units here. I'm always more of an offensive type player here. Not a fan of Ivan here. That was a handy event. Honest Broker. Reminds me of one of the events oh, I got a boat! He's doing nothing of use for me whatsoever, but I got a boat. And if I were to have him pirate, I would just annoy the Ottomans, which I don't really want to do. but him doing what he's doing right now is also pretty useless. He's just costing me money that I don't really have. In the trade note that I have nothing, so I guess you're going to go there and get mothballed so that I can have a few sailors for a change. But I think that means that I can finally turn to my burghers and... No, they can't home ports, don't they? Which means I do need to make my way over to Livonian lands. Time to start friendly boat salesman business. I'm sure there's still some bugs, not bugs, exploits. Let's try and paint it in a nice light. I'm sure there are still some exploits that one could use with the boat trading, but I just have not been looking into it. It's not how we flow these days. I'm starting to think that Gizzy is useful for me. If he does declare independence, then he'll bring in Muscovy and Ryazan and none of the Muscovite or Ryazanian allies, and that's beautiful news for me, because it would mean that I can crush them without worrying about, say, Hungary. Speaking of things to worry about, I think things just got a lot cushier for Rostov. I take back all those horrible things I've said about you, Hungary. You're not that bad. Hungary have decided that to further their own goals, Lithuania has to die, and they've called in Muscovy. Think, how can I use this? There's a move here. There's a move here that I'm not seeing fully. And that's because I really need to take a water break. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, well-balanced water levels make this a lot easier to focus on. So, I always say that as soon as I'm in a position where I have 2 stacks of units, I'm able to do anything. So, let's just emulate that by halving our current stack and calling it good to go. My force limit ain't that shabby, mostly because I turbo-developed my main lands here. Right, Lithuania, who has Sweden and England and no longer Livonian Order on their side. That means I can strike Livonian Order. They do not have the technological advancements that they need to take me on. They also do not have the fortifications to keep me back. The Teutonic Order, though, would probably fight me tit for tat. I did say Teutonic Order, right? Yeah, I got 21k right there. I can pull the Happy Russian Man units, which would be kind of helpful for me right now, and I've maxed that out, so there's little reason not to do it. Manpower is looking acceptable, and we have the super fire units as well. Yeah, more streltsy would help threaten war on them. Well, I need a diplomat-free whatever I'm planning on doing here. My relationship with the Ottoman is strained. Why? He really wants Kunzia. I don't want Kunzia. That's dangerous, though. Maybe I should just chuck you right now. You're going to cost me my alliance with the Ottomans. And I know why he wants it, because he wants a land connection through his own lands. He wants it to be something. He wants it to continue. So as long as I have positive prestige, which I do, I can cut these guys off. And I really need to get that done. Okay, right, I get that done. I need to pay for my units as well. No problem, we can manage that. And then I need to run through these guys. We're gonna break through that fleet. I should probably